How do you know where to find us?
Does she live in then? Photos?
Yeah. Look, Geordie, I've actually got a few things to do. Maybe I could meet you for a drink sometime.
Okay. What are you doing tonight?
I'm working down the embankment. It'll be free about 10.
Come there. Ask for me at the door.
Whiskers Club. I don't know, Geordie.
Come on, man. Friday night.
There's music night. Yeah. Okay.
And put a decent shirt on, for Christ's sake.
He's just a bloke I used to know in another lifetime.
Aye, in a previous incarnation. When Nick possessed a briefcase and harbored an ambition to become a Labour Member of Parliament.
So I work for a living while you lot were lounging about at university and drama school at the taxpayer's expense.
What do you want?
He's an old friend who wants to buy me a drink. I'll keep him away from here, okay? No sweat.
How did you find this address?
Nice weekend.
You coming? Geordie!
In a minute.
What was so interesting about the skin flick, Geordie?
Get stuffed.
Right, all present and correct. Told Mr. B. I said thank you very much. Oh, CID would like to book Whiskers for a stag night.
Talk to Benny. He wants a word about a new shop anyway.
Oh, yeah, where?
Macclesfield Street.
Bit crowded along there. I'll have a look. Get in touch about a price. Right, let's get pissed.
No, thanks.
Not time for a drink, Geordie?
No, thanks.
What about you, man?
Are we in CID here?
Yeah.
Night duty officer?
Are you stopping a frame, Bob? Dennis! Dennis,
Good evening. We're from the time.
why are you drinking alone when you could be with me? It's Friday night.
Well, I've got to sit here in case someone gets topped in Llandudno.
The duty officer will know where to find you.
Got a lot of paperwork, Harold.
Dennis, this is your governor speaking.
Interested in the first edition, which gives details of these allegations. In those boxes are television and sound recordings we have made as evidence. And these are copies of all the documents and tapes. And the photographs. Deliveries have already begun. You can't stop it.
Gav!
Sir Colin Blamire.
Sir Colin, Dennis Coburn. Sorry to call you at home, sir.
No, that's all right, Coburn.
We've just been handed a copy of tomorrow's Times, the newspaper.
Tomorrow's paper?
The front page is about corruption in Scotland Yard.
It's what?
Well, the story is backed up with sworn statements and television recordings.
Television recordings?
Yeah,
I'm sorry to call you, sir, but I just thought under the circumstances it's something I ought...
No, that's all right. Listen, Coburn.
Yes, sir.
Are you sober?
Reasonably so, sir.
Right, well, you better take this on. Report to me at 10 o'clock Monday morning.
Sir, I do know two
With the men named.
You mean they've actually named officers?
Pints of Fred Best, please, Lucille. Whiskey chaser.
Federation in here.
I'm the only one who drinks it, I think.
Your friend.
Charlie.
Maybe wear this.
Well, got to keep up standards. It's good to see you, kid.
I want to know where you found me, Geordie.
I've got some contacts at the Met.
I prefer not to get involved with the police.
Snap, at least you've got a choice.
Apparently not.
You've got nothing to hide, have you? Cheers. To old times. You seized the power yet? What? Seize the power.
No, not yet.
Still the plan, though.
Yeah, still the plan.
It's a canny big job. Are you going to do that with a camera? Like the floor show?
It's crap.
Okay, it was a mistake. You know where the door is. You're wasting your time, you know, trying to change things. Now, things are this way because that's the way things are.
Possibly.
I've never understood this about you. I mean, why do you bother? Why don't you just float down the stream like everybody else?
Come with me. I'll show you why. Come on. Come on.
Now don't forget, always let me know straight away if you need anything. Because I know people everywhere. Anywhere in London, I can get something done, easy as that. Well, that's the system. It's worked for years, isn't it? If you won't take my word for it, talk to your old mate Geordie Peacock. He'll tell you I can be trusted.
You any idea how Mary's doing?
I believe she got herself involved with the Labour Party. Oh yeah, Tusker started herself a little business. Fruit and veg. Got a little Vanya now. My boss Benny bankrolled him, as a matter of fact. Took a real shine to him.
You mean she's doing party work or something? She stood for election?
Hey, I don't know. I know it drives Tusker around a bend, whatever it is.
This is one of the reasons why I can't just float downstream. Hundreds more. Just as sickening, just as unnecessary, just as inevitable. What are you looking at, Geordie?
Tramps. I mean, I feel very sorry for them.
What are you looking at?
Tramps.
You're not looking properly. People with nowhere to live.
Well, it's like you said. It's inevitable.
Only because the system demands it. It needs them as a lesson to the rest of us. And of course, so the profits can be made out of building and renting houses. No?
Nobody has to sleep under a bridge.
Do you believe that? That people choose their own lives? We don't. We don't have to accept things. We can change things. Jesus, the bastards!
Away, man, let's go!
Johnny, come on! Do something useful! Go to hell,
How can people you trust let you down in this way? For a responsible newspaper to print an article like this.
The tapes appear to justify it, sir.
Can you really believe that seasoned detectives would allow themselves to be filmed in the act of soliciting bribes? There's an obvious explanation. They were seeing how far he'd go in attempting to bribe a policeman.
Who is this man who's made the allegations?
Frisch, sir. Michael Frisch.
It doesn't take a genius to work out that if what he says is true, that he could have had the charges dropped for 200 quid, that he'd have paid it and got on his way.
Well, he claims it's been going on for years with different jacks. He just couldn't pay anymore.
Makes your heart bleed, doesn't it?
I'm staggered. Why didn't they come to us with these allegations instead of emblazoning them across the front page? Why? Why?
Am I off this now, sir?
I think Coburn should put a team together and start investigating these reporters.
I think we may be too late. The cry has already gone up at the weekend for an outsider to be brought in. The Home Secretary requests my company in an hour, so be prepared for the worst. But yes, Coburn, put a team together.
Dennis, I would if I thought it would do any good. We've had corruption inquiries before.
It's only a matter of looking busy for a few weeks, Ron.
What's the point then? You know as well as I do what should be happening. Hello, Harold.
Ron's absolutely right, Dennis. He's far too busy. But I'll tell you who's keen. John Solway.
Oh, well, I'll talk to him, eh?
Yeah. Why don't you go and do that? Interesting?
Not very, to be honest. New town clerk arrives in a sleepy northern town. Doesn't like the way the Labour Council's doing its business. The smell of bribery and corruption in the air.
Who's been bribed and corrupted?
The mayor. Alban Herbert Sidebottom.
Goodbye.
A builder called John Edwards, and more than likely a Labour leader called Austin Donoghue.
Will democracy survive, eh, Ron?
You got to be careful, Michael, my friend, who you deal with in the Met, because otherwise you'll be fucking skint all your life.
Well, what sort of thing can you do for me?
Well, I can help smooth your path, can't I? Make sure, like, if you're doing a little job, I can make sure you're not disturbed. If it's a big one, I'll come with you. You can't ask for better insurance than that, can you? Now, if a wheel comes off by any chance, I'll make sure there's some other mug on hand to get arrested instead of you. Ha! That way I'm a fucking hero, won't I? I'll get a fucking medal as well.
Kill it there.
See, you don't want someone black.
I've come across Frisch before. He's a twat. Croxley was just pulling his leg, wasn't he?
Who's this bloke, Geordie Peacock? It says... If you won't take my word for it, talk to your old mate, Geordie Peacock. Who is he?
Dunno. We better get Frisch in and ask him. Dennis, let me lean on Frisch a bit, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
You can spare the time from Dirty Squad?
Yeah.
What about us?
Get behind the desk and try and look busy.
So the judge looks at him and says, would you like to suck a fisherman's friend? And the bloke in the dock says, no thanks, Your Honour. I think I'm in enough trouble already.
Why?
Oh, leave it out. Ah, shit. Hello, John, what are you having?
Do you know this bloke, Michael? Frisch?
Frisch? Yeah. He used to work for me. Used to run a shop.
Christ. Before or after we made our arrangement?
Oh, he never knew anything about that. All he ever knew about you was you smashing the bloody doors down. Why?
Don't you read the papers? He's the bloke with the big mouth.
Has he talked about us?
No. But somebody has.
What have I done now?
Have you talked about us to a jack called Croxley?
Oh, him, yeah. Well, he drinks in the King Club sometimes.
Jesus, wet Benny.
Difference does it make? He's as bent as you are, man. Want a drink or what? Want a drink, Ben?
I don't know what your problem is, Geordie, but I want you to listen to this and remember it. Keep your head down until I give you the all clear, and if anyone else comes to you about Croxley, you tell them you've already talked to John Solway, okay? Okay.
You don't give me orders. Okay, John. I'll talk to who the bloody hell I like, when I like. Okay, old son. I mean, who do these bastards think they are? How much shit are you supposed to take?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Look, I wouldn't have done it, but they was bleeding me dry.
You're in this shit, Michael. When this is blown over, every jack in London's going to be queuing up to feel your corner, and there'll be no newspapers to hide behind then, because they'll all be onto something else. So think, Michael. Think. Try and remember how much they bribed you to set Croxley up while there's still time. And when you've done that, forget the name Geordie Peacock. You never heard of him. Right?
I'll get back to you. I think we might have to take some statements from the robbery squad. What about this bloke Peacock, John?
No trace of him.
What does Frisch say?
Name means nothing to him.
Then why does Croxley say your old mate Geordie Peacock?
I don't know, Dennis.
Bad news. The Home Secretary, in his wisdom, has given way to media pressure and appointed an outsider to head the inquiry.
What?
We're taking legal opinion as to whether you can refuse to serve under a provincial officer.
Do we know who it is?
Roy Johnson.
Oh,
Are you Coburn? Roy Johnson. I expected a few more.
Yeah, I'll ring the,
No. You were expecting me.
You're going to take over the inquiry?
No. I'm coming to advise you. Is that it?
Statements, tapes, photographs.
Genuine?
Yeah.
Well, it's all over then. A few bad apples. We prosecute them, lock them up, and off we go home.
Is that going to be your advice?
Well, I don't know. What advice are you looking for? You know me. You must know me.
You put coppers in jail.
That's right. That's me. Question is how many?
Well, 3 for sure. Maybe another 3 or 4 if we can identify them.
For what?
Robberies, duplicate key jobs, coat hanger jobs, bribery.
Ranks?
Maybe an inspector. Nothing higher.
Really? How long have you been here?
24 years.
You've got a few friends, then?
1 or 2. I've worked with some of the men involved.
Difficult. I'm going to do this, Coburn. This day's been coming a long time. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're keeping me waiting.
They're with a solicitor. They're trying to get you stopped.
Thank you.
Roy! Welcome.
Hello, Harold.
I'm sorry I'm late. We're very busy. The Commissioner sends his apologies.
Does he?
And says dinner one night next week.
Lovely.
We have had a lengthy briefing from the Home Office.
Good.
And the Commissioner's asked me to make sure that we're all quite clear about your terms of reference. The inquiry is to be conducted into these specific allegations only, and your role is advisory.
My role is to advise as to the nature, scope, and direction of the inquiry. Furthermore, I am to have direct access at any reasonable time to the Commissioner and to the Home Secretary. In other words, this inquiry will go wherever I want it to go.
You don't know it'll go anywhere.
I don't know it won't. Now, how about offices?
Here?
No.
Why not?
Here in the middle of CID, it's not secure.
Secure from what?
Secure from the men that we'll be investigating and their friends.
Right. Well, I've got things to do.
I didn't know the Commissioner was a friend.
We were in the 8th Army together, North Africa and Italy. It was exactly the same then. I'll ask for you to be taken off it if you want. If you stay, I'll try to protect you. It'll be unpleasant. Be under no illusion. It could cost you.
There's a couple of things I should tell you before...
It's too late. You've got drink problems, you've got money problems, you've got all sorts of problems. And they're hoping I'll fire you, so I won't. I only wish I could confess something back to you, like, you know, but up in Newcastle we live such quiet lives.
Whoa, lads, you should have seen us going, passing the folks along the road just as they were starting. Come on, Terry, sing, man. All the lads and lasses there, all the smiling faces, go along the Scotland road, let's see the blade races.
Oh, they were dead patronising. Oh, you don't understand, dear. We've already tried that.
She used to be terrible, Mary, she did. She used to make my heart stop. Hey, Brenda, do you remember the time you first went to the Labour group as an observer?
It was all bloody men, of course. Hey, Mary, I said...
Put him on the side and go home.
Can't open the council meetings up to the public.
And Big Connor says, I'll resign. You know what he's like, he's a sod.
And so I says, well, I think that would be a bonus. Oh, hi.
Hi, Tosca.
What's all this?
We used the house for the women's section. I told you.
Go home, you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Should we get tidied up?
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Come on, then,
I did tell you.
I didn't tell us the place would look like a nuclear attack. Is my tea ready?
Not yet.
You buddy lad, now, come on.
Tosca, you wouldn't mind if Mary come to Copper Hill this year, would you?
What?
It's a summer school for the women. We get great speakers. It's Tony Wedgwood Band this year.
Mr. Cox.
What?
Well, your mum says I'd ask you for a rise.
Does she? Well, tell your ma, you're getting £11.10 as it is.
Well, she says I'm to say that's not enough, like.
Does she? Well, tell her I said you're sacked.
Come on now, Pip.
Tosca, the lad's only asking for a bit more money.
But you think fruit grows on trees, woman, eh? Hobbit.
Your ma says you're doing all right, like.
Your ma's got a lot to say, hasn't she? But you see, Terry, what women don't understand is the Rhodesia question. Tell her it's a Rhodesia question.
What does that mean, like?
It means them that are in charge can do what they like, and the rest can like it or lump it. OK, Bonnie lad.
I told my mum you'd run Patrick home in the van.
My word, you have been. What are you going to do with this branch?
Well, wonders never cease. Work to repair and strengthen the flats at Willow Lane is now completed. We would like to offer you a renewed tenancy on the flat you occupied until January 1968.
I'm not going back there. This isn't much, but it's a house. And it's handy for me mum and dad.
Well, no more council flats for us, Bet, I'm telling you.
Why are you saying that?
Because it's a fact.
What have you done?
Bought a shop.
What?
You know, a proper shop without wheels on. It's got a flat over it.
You've bought a flat?
Yeah?
Where?
Down the town. Be ours in 4 weeks. Get our stuff in, get the name over the door, off we go, the big time. Yeah? Why I, man?
Can we afford it?
Why I?
Then why can't Terry have his rise?
Not a word about who built these buggers in the first place. That bloody Edwards and his mates. All whose fault it was, they fell to bits. All who had to pay the bill for all the work. £1 million. Muggins here. The bloody ratepayers and a small businessman. Ah, they want locking up. Labour Party. Crooks, a bloody lot of them.
1,000 apologies, Inspector, but we are fighting an election, you may have noticed. Right, thank you, Sandra. Try not to disturb us. Oh, if Marcia rings, just say I'll get in touch with number 10 tonight, will you?
Right, Mr. Donahue.
No, I'm all yours. For a while, at least.
Right. I had to talk to you about John Edwards, sir.
Oh, that business again. Poor John. You know, one simple piece of local government reform, the payment to elected officers of a modest salary, would overnight do away with a vast amount of petty corruption.
Is there a vast amount, Mr. Donahue?
Do you doubt it, Mr. Conrad?
Actually, no.
No. It even happens in the Metropolitan Police, if we're to believe what our newspapers tell us. How can I help you?
John Edwards is a client of yours, I believe, sir.
Edwards System Building was.
Not anymore.
No, Mr. Edwards and I have gone our separate ways. I to my modest work here, he to far greater things. Not in Solihull, but in Mexico, Beirut, Abu Dhabi, Africa. He needed friends in faraway places. We had to get that kind of help elsewhere.
Did you introduce Alderman Herbert Sidebottom to John Edwards, sir?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say yea or nay on that one. I probably introduced him to the company, in a sense, by showing him a PR film I'd made. Whether I introduced him to Mr. Edwards on that occasion...
Well, were they both here or not, sir?
I can't say. I can't even remember if I was here myself. I didn't actually operate the projector, if you know what I mean.
Who did?
Does it matter?
It might, sir.
My then assistant, Nicky Hutchinson.
Did John Edwards obtain any contracts from Alderman Sidebottom's council, sir?
I have no idea, Inspector. Probably not. ESB was not a successful company in terms of getting things built. No, the real success story was Edwards Overseas. The work pours in there. Of course, that company has some very big guns on its board. Like Claude Seabrook, for instance.
Where is he now, sir?
Oh, Claude Seabrook.
No, not Claude Seabrook. Nicky Hutchinson.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
You, the politicians, the leaders, the rich, the big bosses, are in command. You attempt to control us. We, the people, suffer. You turn us into robots on your production lines. You pollute the world with chemical waste from your factories. You shove mass media garbage down our throats. You turn the law into a pig circus. You make us all, men and women, into sexual caricatures. You kill us. You napalm us. You boil us down into soap, mutilate us, rape us. This has gone on for centuries, but it's coming to an end. You cannot control our revolution because it springs from the rank and file. You cannot penetrate our organisation because we have none. The people will smash the system. The people will seize power.
Well done, Nick.
Perfect on there. Right, time to choose. The Embassy of Spain, headquarters of European fascism.
The Metropolitan Police Commissioner.
Oh, right. The Attorney General.
The Miss World contest.
The Ministry of Hosen.
La lotta continua.
Hey, what I could really use, a photo of the Chief Pig's house.
Come here, you. I asked you to identify a detective in Wimbledon. We can't investigate an allegation of having a charge dropped if we can't establish that the offence has been booked in the first place.
Yes, I realise that, sir.
You've had 3 weeks, man.
I have written twice to Wimbledon, sir.
Oh, have you? Well done. I called Wimbledon last night and got the name myself. It took 15 seconds. Get somebody round there and take a statement.
Yes, sir.
Not you! You're not a policeman, you're a bloody idiot. Now get out of my sight!
That's my fault.
These men are not going to investigate these allegations unless you make them do it. Now start getting ruthless.
Something to see you, Nicky.
Dominic Hutchinson.
Hi. My name's Conrad. Fraud Squad.
Fraud Squad?
What was the purpose of Edwards' system building?
To sell houses. Whatever.
To sell, not to build.
Sell. Edwards Housing did the building. ESB was a sales thing.
How could ESB sell anything? They didn't employ any salesmen.
Who is it you're after? If it's Edwards, you're wasting your time, mate.
How did ESB sell its houses?
I wouldn't know, officer.
Try just a slightly larger shape.
Why am I wasting my time investigating Edwards?
Look, I was just Donohue's office boy.
What happened to your face?
I butted a public servant in the knee.
What is going on? Why are the police knocking on my door?
He was Fraud Squad. It's got nothing to do with us.
You're going to have to leave us, Nicky.
Oh, look.
We're going to need this taken out of London. It'd be handy.
Shit. See you inside, lads.
It's a nice murder, Mr. Johnson.
Have a good weekend.
I think you should replace me.
Dennis.
4 months and we're nowhere. Too clever. Just sitting there all around us, above us, below us, everywhere. And they must be pissing themselves laughing. You go for a file, it's gone. You go and see somebody, he's expecting you. Questions just get bigger and bigger. I think my phone's tapped.
I saw Blenmeyer again today. I told him we're being blocked at every turn. He said he'd see what he could do about it. He's as thick as 2 short planks.
I said, I think my phone's tapped, and yours.
I know, I heard you. But no one can hear us now. Say it. You've been dying to say it.
Everything points to widespread, systematic corruption. Smell it. Touch it. How far up, Roy?
I don't know.
If it goes a long way up, we have to ask a question. Why us? Why have we been appointed? I mean, I know why I'm here, because they expected me to cock it up, and I have done. But what about you? Blenmeyer's an old army pal, you said? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that, truly.
Go home.
Damn.
What?
Did you vote?
I never vote, do you?
When I remember.
Anyway, that was yesterday.
Did Wilson win?
No, the other lot.
That's a pity. I liked him. Good night.
okay.
Oh, how's Newcastle?
There's this bloke, John Edwards. He owns 2 companies. The first, Edwards System Building, which spends a lot of money but doesn't appear to do anything. Why? Because the money is used to bribe town halls and members of Parliament via a man called Austin Donahue.
Mr. Newcastle?
Mm-hmm. That's him. But the really interesting company is a second one. Edwards Overseas. Same picture as ESB. Lots of money. Disappears. But where does it go?
Well, same thing, only overseas. Saudi instead of Solihull?
I think so, yeah.
Well, can you prove it?
Not yet.
Is that it?
No. Who used to be chairman of Edwards Overseas?
Faintest idea, Ron.
Not many people have, Dennis. Claude Seabrook. And what happened last week? He became Home Secretary. The man I should be investigating is now in charge of the Metropolitan Police Force. This is why Donahue thinks I can't touch him. You can't touch me unless you touch Edwards. You can't touch Edwards unless you touch Seabrook. Therefore, you cannot touch me, man. But what's to stop me?
Ron, you got no chance.
I must have a chance, Dennis. I've sent the papers direct to Blamire. I've asked for permission to question the Home Secretary.
Can an arsehole have heart failure?
Quite possibly.
Something funny happened?
No.
Hey. Good luck.
You too, Dennis, you too. It can be done.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah. Remember Peacock?
Who?
Geordie Peacock. You couldn't trace him.
Oh, yeah. I went back on that. I found him in the end.
There's nothing about that in the book.
Isn't there?
No. Well, who is he?
Peacock?
Yeah.
He's a small-town crook. Same as Fresh.
What's his address?
Address?
Yeah, address.
I got the impression that he had nothing more to add, Dennis.
To what?
To what Fresh told us.
Fresh didn't tell us anything.
Well, there you are.
Could you get me his address, please? Now. Then I think it's time you went back to Dirty Squad. Thanks for everything.
Benny, Harold, I'm afraid it's time for Geordie's holiday.
Yeah, well. I'll see you around, Ben?
Good luck, Geordie. All the best, mate.
Claude Seabrook! Conrad, you blithering idiot, I'll have your guts for garters.
Europe, we have begun negotiations
for entry into the European Economic Community. For it remains our conviction that if we can negotiate the right terms, it will be in the long-term interests of Britain and of the British people to join the European Economic Community.
This is the third time in 8 days I've had enough of this. What are you so happy about?
They're scared, I can feel it. It can be done.
I don't need an appointment, Inspector. Good morning.
Good morning, Roy. Thank you. Can I help you?
Yes. I want some straight answers to some straight questions. 1. Is it now the official policy of the CID to abort my inquiry?
Bollocks.
Never mind bollocks. And 2, if not, when am I going to get the reinforcements promised me 3 months ago? And 3, who is responsible for the stream of lies that is being fed to the press about the nature of our work?
Sit down, Harold. I'll deal with your complaints in a moment, Roy. Would Coburn leave us for a second?
Just a minute. Is this to do with the inquiry?
Yes.
Stay.
All right. I've got 2 things to say. Firstly, you can expect another 4 men to join your team next week. And secondly...
That's not enough.
Secondly, DCS Coburn is relieved of his duties on the inquiry from today.
What?
It's no reflection on you, Coburn.
What is it then?
Oh, that is enough. You'll get any reasons I care to give you in writing. Now go and clear your desk. John Solway is going to take over.
I'm looking forward to moving this along, sir. I think we can do a lot better.
Yes, thank you. You can go now, John. Thank you, Harold.
You backed an outsider. You backed the wrong horse altogether. You'd better go and find you a little chair to put at the end of my desk. You're my new assistant, Dennis.
You were obliged to consult me.
Good God, Roy, the man's having a nervous breakdown, and that's the end of it. Any reason Solway shouldn't do the job?
Any reason why he should?
I've never hidden my view. An outsider was a mistake. You don't understand the Met, you don't understand the men who serve here.
Oh, don't I? Have you any idea what they really think of you? Have you any idea how they're letting you down? Any idea what they call you behind your back? The arsehole!
You're completely wrong about these men, Roy.
Oh, God, Colin, you're a gutless bastard!
Sir?
Ah, yes, Conrad. Proceed no further with the Edwards case until you hear otherwise from me.
But, sir, we need...
That's all.
Don't I get told the reason, sir?
No, you don't.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Daphne.
Francis.
Francis, come and sit down. What do you like to drink?
The owner doesn't like it.
She's my guest. Aren't you, Francis? Or Coca-Cola?
All right.
Wasn't your daddy looking after you?
I forgot one.
Oh.
Say thank you to Mr. Peacock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Why don't you sit down as well? And don't tell me you've got things to do.
The owner doesn't like it.
It's his night off. Tuesday's his night off. Am I right, Francis?
He plays bowling.
Does he now?
Me and Mum have to sleep in the same bed here.
Do you?
Shut up, Francis. No secrets at all.
Is that it then? For good?
How would I know? I mean, why should anyone tell me? I'm just the idiot who's been working his arse off.
Dennis, Harold's looking for you. I think he wants a cup of tea. What a disappointment, I hear.
Just don't start, OK? Haven't you learned anything in 10 years, Ron? Obviously not.
Why can't we figure it out?
What?
When I wrap all this up, Roy Johnson will write his report. And who reads it? The Home Secretary, Claude Seabrook. Speaking of the inquiry, spare me a minute, will you?
Me, why?
Look, you're in the clear. As far as I'm concerned, this is a load of rubbish.
What is?
All I want to do is to put a few questions to you because, you know, we've had a whisper. My clerk here will take verbatim notes, which I'll ask you to sign afterwards, OK?
What is this?
First off, can you tell me how long you was on the Obscene Publications Squad?
You were my governor.
Just for the record.
This is grotesque. What is this whisper?
Ron, we're going to be here all bloody day, you know.
20 months.
And how long altogether in the force?
9.5 years.
And in those 9.5 years, Ron, and I want the truth, did you ever encounter any corruption among your fellow detectives? Think very carefully. Did you ever come across corruption?
No. No.
I've been reading Roy Johnson's report. Have you read it?
It hasn't been made available to me, Home Secretary.
What's your opinion of Johnson?
My professional opinion?
Your personal opinion?
Haven't got one.
It's an interesting document. He's a very thorough man. I don't think I'd be telling you anything you don't know if I were to say that he advises me to take the Met apart and put it back together with uniformed men dominant rather than the CID. And all under a new leadership.
Well, as someone once said, sir, he would, wouldn't he?
Well.
There's something I should tell you, Claude. A delicate matter, but it's as well to be forewarned. These allegations concerning John Edwards, nobody's taking them too seriously, but if Edwards continues to attract the attention of our friends in the provincial police forces, then there could come a time.
Are you saying that these allegations could at some stage become public?
I'm saying it could become unavoidable.
In that case, I would be bound to resign.
As I said, Claude, it's as well to be forewarned.
Thank you, Colin. Well, don't let me keep you any longer.
Benny! I think we can all relax. Good.
Oh, John.
Could you do me one small favor?
back with me. I'd like you and Francis to come and be with me.
Never fancied London.
Well, I'll come and be with you then. We'll live wherever you want.
What about your job? These people you work for?
I'll pack it in. I'm ready for it. I've got a stack of money put away. Let's do something with it. I just want to be with you.
You go back. We'll wait a while and then we can make sure.
But if you feel the same way when we've waited...
You see, Geordie, I'm not quite sure what it is you're asking.
Will you marry me? If, you know... Will you? Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Benny.
The coast is clear, so I want you back here. All right? How you doing?
Okay. Okay.
Good, good. So come back tomorrow, all right? Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Will do. See you tomorrow. Will you?
Yeah.
How's life treating you, Dennis?
So-so.
Are you staying late?
It's Friday. I have to stay Fridays. I run the bar for Harold. Here, you're off.
9 in the morning, I had it taken by special messenger to the Home Office. By 11:30 the same day, it was back on my desk. Not a mark on it. There was no letter, nothing.
Well, you got to look at it from Seabrook's point of view. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Get up on his hind legs in the House of Commons and say, sorry, chaps, it turns out we don't have a police force?
I told you I was going to do it, didn't I?
You had him worried.
I wonder. I've been a copper for 25 years. I started on a beat on the Scotswood Road. I never dreamed. They've made a mockery of it. I feel it's all been a waste of time.
Go back up north. Get back to that quiet life. I'll offer you a knighthood.
A knighthood? To be honoured by that lot would be the badge of shame. No, Dennis. I've asked for my pension. I've had enough.
See you later.
What the hell does he do up there, up there?
He reads his books. He listens to his radio. The 1 o'clock news, the 2 o'clock news. He never misses the news.
He'll settle down again. At least he's home again. Well, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
Hasn't come home, Felix.
Helen,
Who is it?
it's me.
You shouldn't ring.
Just tell us what's going on.
It's going according to plan. There'll be more tonight.
How come there's nothing on the news?
Because they're so frightened of something they can't control. Don't call again. We'll get in touch when we need the package again. We've got them on the run.
Lads,
made a mistake, haven't you?
Helen! Helen! Oh, shit!
So I suspect that the root of many problems in Great Britain is that our society has become too much absorbed with quantity at the expense of quality. If you look at the immense outpourings of our factories, at the extraordinary wealth of consumer goods in our shops, at the continuous renewal of our cities, forever on a bigger and bigger scale, which does not always accord with the human aspirations of ordinary people, or at modern erotic literature, where people are concerned with quantity of sexual experience and not with the quality of human relationships. It is clear that we all put too much emphasis on quantity. The old disciplines that used to hold society together have crumbled in recent years. And as those disciplines have weakened, so has authority.
Search warrant. You're under arrest for possession of obscene material.
Some of the old disciplines were harsh. War, unemployment, grinding poverty. Nobody wants to see any of those things back in the Britain of the 70s and 80s. So where does the answer lie? I believe that the only hope of regaining a strong moral character in this country is the voluntary acceptance of standards. Without those standards, it is easy to see how democracy is wide open to guerrilla movements which in the past have been held in check only by self-restraint.
Eddie? What's wrong?
Dear God.
Mother.
I'm going to church. I'll be gone an hour. When I come back, I want that thing gone. I want it out of here.
Mother.
Either it goes, or you go, or both. Please yourself.
Is it yours?
No.
Have you used it?
Not personally.
Well, somebody's used it. Which is obvious. Not seen one like this since Italy in '43. Well?
It's best for you not to know anything.
I'll try again, son.
You fought fascism. You both did.
Oh, Christ. Well, you may not like this government, but Heath and his friends aren't fascists.
Aren't they? What about the police?
Oh, Jesus.
The apparatus of state repression is the same whether it's Heath or Wilson, Hitler or Franco. You haven't seen what I've seen, you don't know what I know.
Well, I know a fascist state when I see one, and I know a democracy.
Democracy? They've made a mockery of it. They've only two uses for democracy. One for collecting money, two for keeping people quiet. It's called repressive tolerance.
Never mind that shite. I want to know about this gun.
It's best you don't know.
Well, you brought it into my house, didn't you?
It was used on the Spanish embassy.
Well, they managed to keep that quiet, didn't they?
Yes, they did. For God's sake, Dad, there's a revolution going on.
Oh, what?
The police commissioner's house bombed. Nothing in the papers. The attorney general's house bombed. Nothing. As if it never happened. Hoping it'll go away.
How do you know all this?
I know, that's all.
You useless little bastard. I should have strangled you at birth. You think you're going to get away with this? Oh, that's it. You've wasted your life. You've threw it away.
Can't you try and understand?
Understand what? You don't like the government, so you hide bombs at people?
There's no alternative. Hey, what are we supposed to do? March to London so they can make fools of us like they did of you? Hey, be polite like you were. Ask nicely. Show how well behaved we are so they can fart in our faces like they did to you.
I want you out of this house. And don't come back.
Felix.
Now. Leave it! I'm not kidding. Touch that thing, and by God, I'll turn you in. I will. You're not worth a light.
Drop these in at my mum's. Go on, it's on your way.
See you later.
All right.
What's wrong, Nicky?
Everything he ever said about me is true, Mary. I'm so tired. Hi, Tosca.
Long time no see.
We were just going to have a cup of tea, yeah. Nicky got wet in the rain. What's wrong?
Your brother's died, Pet. Patrick's died. His heart gave out, poor kid.